Well, good morning. Welcome back to the Broadcast Retirement Network. I'm Jeff Snyder. This is BRNAM for Thursday, April 27th, 2023. And our top story today, it's Financial Literacy Month, teaching children, teenagers, and workers about money. Today's show is powered by the Spark Institute. To learn more about the Spark Institute, its members, and its initiative for financial literacy, visit sparkinstitute.org. And joining me now to discuss this and a lot more are Snezana Zlatar of the Spark Institute and Roberta Hess of SS&C Technologies. Roberta, Snezana, great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us on the program this morning.
Good to be here. Thank you.
Really great to talk to you, both of you. And you're such stalwarts when it comes to the retirement industry. Snezana, I want to start with you because the Spark Institute represents the retirement industry, record keepers, asset managers, and has done a great job in terms of advocacy for the U.S. retirement system. Why the interest in financial literacy? Why is this important to Spark and its members?
Great question, Jeff. Financial literacy has emerged as a topic of interest for financial services industry especially over the past decade. I would say not just our industry, but also not-for-profits, government organizations, and even large U.S. employers. So as a result of all of that interest, there are many available financial literacy programs in today. Despite that, Americans of all ages are still struggling with their finances and with making sound financial decisions. Individuals do not know how to effectively manage their daily budgets, their daily expenses. They're not sure how to start saving and investing for long-term goals such as retirement, or how to protect against key risks. There are also significant differences in financial literacy across sociodemographic boundaries such as income, gender, and race. And we believe we can change that. We can change that by focusing on financial literacy much earlier in life. We can bring financial education to young people in schools, colleges, and universities, and also to those who are just starting their career. Why is this important? Because there is a close connection between financial literacy and financial wellness and retirement security later on. And we know that building a solid understanding of basic financial concepts and adopting healthy financial habits early in life makes it much easier to manage complex financial roles and competing financial priorities later in the life cycle. So financial literacy, in other words, becomes a building block foundational building block, I would say, for enabling long-term financial prosperity and well-being. So those are the main reasons why Spark identified financial literacy as one of the key programs for 2023 and beyond.
Yeah, it really is a cornerstone, Roberta. And I want to ask you now, Americans understand the importance of saving. And I think the retirement industry in particular has done a great job of advocating for that, putting money away. We've got great features now with auto enrollment, auto escalation, and there's more work to be done with Secure 2.0. But a lot of Americans have credit card debt. And to Snezana's point, there's a lot of room there in terms of improving budgeting. How much work has to be done? Is there a lot of work to do in terms of Americans' appreciation of financial literacy and improving their financial education?
Absolutely. I mean, as Snezana mentioned, financial education can and should start earlier, definitely no later than high school. Right now, about 30 states have a high school level financial literacy program, which is great, but that means about 20 states don't. And there's no reason why grade school kids shouldn't be learning the ABCs of financial literacy. We know that education on the basics of budgeting, saving, and investing creates that foundation of our relationship with money. And that relationship with money is a lifelong journey. So as schools develop curriculums focused on financial literacy, there's two important things to keep in mind. First, what's the same about financial wellness today? And second, what's different? I mean, when you think about what's the same, financial wellness has always been and will always be about empowering people to have a greater degree of positive control over their own lives. Research has shown us a greater sense of financial wellness leads to a greater sense of well-being. And we've also seen literacy programs instill confidence and help with better decision-making. That helps all of us avoid the lasting impact of those poor decisions, especially for those people just starting out in their careers. And speaking of avoiding poor decisions, we know that the more financially literate people are, the less vulnerable they are to fraud. So let's look at what's different. In a word, it's technology. Teaching how to balance a checkbook, it may not be the skill you need today. It's now about apps, digital assistants, planning tools. We've got to educate our children and adults on both the power and pitfalls of new tools and technology. And you've probably seen the recent Forbes article that reported 56% of Americans can't cover $1,000 in emergency expenses. Improving this is going to depend on better financial education, helping people learn that better money habits and setting money aside for emergencies will help them enjoy greater security, especially in retirement.
Yeah, and Snezana, I mean, I think Roberta lays out the rationale as to why we need to continue this education. And I want to ask you, as we close out this first segment, a lot of Spark members, I can't get it out, already provide some level of financial education. Why the need to bring it together? Why the need to partner and bring all these firms together for a holistic approach?
As you mentioned, Jeff, Spark Institute is a nonprofit organization that provides advocacy on issues that impact retirement plan participants, plan sponsors, and providers. Spark member organizations serve over 100 million individuals who are participants in 401k and other defined contribution plans. Traditionally, a big part of that service has been ongoing participant education on how to save and invest to and through retirement. In other words, enabling people to retire with dignity, to retire on their own terms. More recently, Spark members have started to focus on financial literacy as a topic. And there are various ways and approaches that they're taking. However, at the heart of that is all of them are working in some way with local communities, schools, and other institutions to either fund, shape, or deliver various financial literacy programs. So we believe that in addition to working independently, there is an opportunity now for member organizations to coordinate those efforts through Spark, if and where appropriate, of course. Spark can provide a platform to share best practices, to create new partnerships with other nonprofit organizations that are interested in this topic, support research on financial literacy, and provide public policy advocacy if needed. So we're at the beginning of this new journey, but we are very excited about the difference that we can make together.
Yeah, absolutely. And Snezana, Roberta, I need to take a quick break. I got to pay the bills. When we come back, we'll talk more about improving financial literacy and taking the message across the entire country. You're going to want to stay tuned right here on BRN AM. Imagine a new television network that will make you richer, healthier, and in control of your financial future. This network is for the policewoman in Nashville, Tennessee, the baker in Dubuque, Iowa, the teacher in Lexington, Kentucky. We want to make the idea of savings and retirement culturally relevant. But what do you see as a defining issue of the midterms? Especially for the smaller businesses. I mean, they are the lifeblood of the American economy. Featuring exclusive interviews, current affairs, and docuseries. 33 years old, you retired early.
The philosophy is money only matters if it helps you live a life that you love.
But you got to start thinking about retirement as soon as you get in.
The Broadcast Retirement Network will drive very high engagement with premium partnerships. So this isn't retirement and savings for your parents or grandparents. This is for all Americans. And we're going to change the way you think about money. Welcome to the next frontier of retirement and savings. This is BRN, the Broadcast Retirement Network.
Tax audits, tax liens, wage garnishments.
Every day we hear stories like this about good folks who are simply struggling to pay their bills. Each of them are living a frightening IRS tax nightmare, and they are afraid it will destroy their lives.
I'm a divorced single mom, and my ex-husband left me and the kids with a lot of unpaid bills, including unpaid taxes. I was really starting to show my stress on my kids because the IRS had sent me a letter demanding a huge payment from me. I couldn't afford it. So then the IRS was threatening to garnish my wages. I'm already living paycheck to paycheck. That would have put me over the edge financially.
It truly seemed hopeless, but then a friend at work told her to call the tax relief line.
The people at the tax relief line, they told me about something called innocent spouse relief. They worked it out so that all of the taxes from my ex are not my problem. I don't know how that works, and I don't care. All I care about is that I don't owe the IRS a dime, and they are not going to take my paycheck.
Even if it seems hopeless, you should call the number on your screen right now. There is absolutely no cost for the call or the consultation. You are under no obligation. If you are worried that the IRS could garnish your wages, seize your assets, even take your home, call us right now. The Tax Relief Line is here to help you. Now you have a knowledgeable, professional team of tax experts that are ready to negotiate with the IRS and fight for you to save you money. The Tax Relief Line's professionals have successfully negotiated thousands of cases, reducing and sometimes even eliminating the tax debt for their clients. It's very easy to get started. Simply call the number on your screen right now. You don't have to live in fear anymore. The call and the consultation are free.
Welcome back. Today's show is powered by the Spark Institute. To learn more about the Spark Institute, its mission, its members, and its financial literacy initiative, visit sparkinstitute.org. Snezana, Roberta, thanks so much for sticking around with us for segment number 2 this morning. Roberta, we're talking financial literacy, and I want to ask you, we've talked about in the first segment, Spark members have spent a lot of time around education, educating about retirement, savings, the importance of taking and deaccumulating. We've talked about that on this network for members of Spark. Do we need to expand education to not only workplace individuals, but younger people, students, college students, and by the way, throughout the entire work-life cycle?
Sure. We can't expect people to save for their futures if they're not familiar with the basics of budgeting, managing debt, and goal-based planning, not to mention investing. But the good news is, no matter where you are in life, it's never too late to start practicing better financial habits. It's true, there's no shortage of financial information available. There's a lot out there. And while many companies in our industry have been broadening their retirement plan communications and education, and there's been a focus on overall financial wellness, there's still much more we can do. As Snezana mentioned, there's a lot of great efforts underway by many companies in the industry. And I agree that Spark provides a unique opportunity for our member organizations to coordinate our efforts and align partnership and resources. And that's going to have a far-reaching impact.
Snezana, I know you and Roberta mentioned that you're just beginning your work as the Spark Financial Literacy Committee, but you've got some participating organizations. Do you mind telling us a little bit about who they are, the types of organizations, and maybe also how people can, or organizations can assist?
Certainly. Financial literacy is a new program, but the topic is already attracting significant attention among Spark members. I'm pleased to say that we already have representation on the Financial Literacy Committee from over a dozen prominent retirement record keepers and asset managers, leading financial platforms and research organizations. You can see their names on the screen. It is great to see such a broad mix of competencies, experience, and reach contributing to this topic. Going forward, we want to engage the committee to help determine key focus areas and the best approach to drive the program forward. That would include, of course, desired outcomes and how we measure success. Finally, we will have opportunity to also explore partnerships and advocacy opportunities with other not-for-profit organizations and academia, with other industry organizations, and of course with government agencies and regulators as appropriate. So we would like to invite other members and organizations to join this effort. If interested, contact the Spark Retirement Institute at www.sparkinstitute.org.
Roberta, this is obviously a big undertaking, and it's not something that is done overnight, and education hasn't been done overnight in the last 40 years of the 401k plan. What can we expect from the Spark Financial Literacy Committee in the coming months?
Well, I think what you can expect are coordinated efforts that leverage the best of what's available today and brings it into the education system. And we do plan on leveraging partnerships and the vast resources of our member companies.
Ladies, I think this is obviously we want to support Spark Institute and the Financial Literacy Committee. Really appreciate you telling us about the kickoff, the launch, what to expect. And look, we look forward to having you back on the program again very soon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And that wraps up this episode of BRN AM. Have a topic of interest, someone you think we should talk to, drop us a line. And don't forget, for all the latest curated news and lifestyle, wellness, finance, tech, so much more, all in one place, check out today's edition of our daily newsletter, The Morning Pulse. Want to search our archives, check out our latest content, visit our website, and of course, all of our streaming partners. We're back again tomorrow for another edition of BRN AM. Until then, I'm Jeff Snyder. Stay safe, keep on saving, and don't forget, roll with the changes. Now is your opportunity to co-create content around any topic on the first lifestyle and wellness network. Reach a global audience through our platform and co-own exclusive branded content. All of our programs are available on demand and also as audio-only podcasts, so you can take us on the go. Broadcast Retirement Network, available anytime, anywhere, and on any device.